Got some really cool examples in your source material.
Mm-hmm.
So get ready for things like airport security makeovers,
Oh, wow.
a healthcare revolution in India, and even fashion that fights climate change.
That's interesting.
But first,
Yeah.
let's break down what design thinking, even IS,
Right.
it's more than just for designers these days.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's a way of thinking. It's like a toolkit for tackling any challenge.
I like that.
And what's so fascinating about it is it's all about being human-centered.
Okay.
So you start with empathy,
Right.
understanding people's needs, their behaviors,
Okay.
and then you move through these cycles of brainstorming,
Right.
prototyping, testing,
Okay.
always getting feedback and refining.
Gotcha. So it's not just about like making a sleek new gadget.
Right.
It's about understanding how people actually use stuff.
Yeah.
Like I could use this for prepping a presentation at work.
Absolutely.
Or even planning my next vacation.
Yeah, exactly. You can apply it to anything.
That's cool.
One key concept that comes up in the source material is the
Right.
3 spaces of innovation.
Okay.
Inspiration, ideation, and implementation.
All right.
It's kind of a framework to structure your design thinking.
Okay. So I need like an example
Sure.
to really wrap my head around this.
Absolutely.
I read about the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
Okay.
That was wild.
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
Oh.
So Procter & Gamble
Mhm.
wanted to revolutionize bathroom cleaning, right?
Okay.
So they gave the design firm IDEO
Okay.
this really broad challenge focusing on everyday cleaning.
Interesting.
Not even a specific product.
Okay.
That's important, right?
Yeah.
This open brief is key in design thinking.
Okay.
It led to over 350 concepts that they generated.
That's insane.
One of those,
Yeah.
after lots of testing and tweaking,
Right.
became the magic eraser
Wow.
we all know and love.
350 ideas.
Crazy.
Right?
That's a lot of brainstorming.
It is a lot of brainstorming.
So connecting this back to the 3 spaces,
yeah.
that open brief from P&G,
Mm-hmm.
that sparked that inspiration phase, right?
Exactly.
And then IDEO coming up with all those concepts was ideation.
yeah.
And then finally, they landed on the magic eraser
Right.
and launched it. That's implementation.
Boom. You got it.
Is how it works.
You nailed it.
Awesome.
The 3 spaces provide this framework
Okay.
for moving from that initial spark of an idea
Right.
all the way through to a real-world solution.
Okay.
And notice how important that initial inspiration phase was?
Right.
P&G didn't limit IDEO to a specific solution. They gave them freedom
I see.
to explore.
That's so smart because sometimes the problem you think you have
Totally.
isn't the real problem at all.
So by zooming out and looking at the bigger picture, you might find a much more innovative solution.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of it.
That's cool.
And that brings us to another crucial part of design thinking,
Okay.
prototyping.
Okay.
You might think this is just for physical things.
Right.
But the source material highlights how it's about bringing any idea to life,
Okay.
even if it's a service or a process.
Like that story about the author building a giant Lego flashlight as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
During a power outage.
Yeah.
What a great example
Yeah.
of how prototyping isn't about being fancy.
Right.
It's about thinking with your hands.
Mm-hmm.
That flashlight wasn't perfect,
Yeah.
but it got the job done.
It worked.
And this translates to all sorts of things.
Okay.
Remember that hotel chain?
Yeah.
Prototyping a new lobby and guest suites
Mm-hmm.
using foam core?
Yeah, they used it like a stage
Yeah.
to act out how guests would interact with the space.
Exactly.
Way cheaper than building the real thing first
Of course.
and finding out it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So it's like a dress rehearsal for innovation.
I like that, a dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying things out,
Right.
getting feedback early and often.
Exactly.
There's also the example of HBO prototyping the future of television
Oh, yeah.
on the 15th floor of their headquarters.
Right.
They created this whole mock-up of how people might interact with content
Interesting.
on all these different screens.
Okay.
And this helped them make decisions
Yeah.
about what to develop,
Right.
which partnerships to form in this rapidly changing media landscape.
So for us non-designers listening,
Yeah.
it's not about building a perfect model.
No.
It's about playing with our ideas.
Exactly.
Whether it's sketching out a presentation
Yeah.
or even just like rearranging furniture to see how it feels.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's all about bringing those ideas out of your head
Right.
into the world,
Yeah.
even if they're a little rough around the edges.
I like that this is all making me think about how much deeper design thinking goes than traditional market research.
Right.
It's about real empathy and observation.
It is.
Not just asking people what they want in a focus group.
Right.
It's about uncovering those unspoken needs that people might not even be aware of themselves.
Yeah. And those are often the most powerful insights.
Right. And remember that anecdote about Jennifer Portnick?
Oh, yeah.
The fitness instructor?
That's a good one.
She couldn't find workout clothes that fit her properly.
Right.
And that one simple observation revealed a massive need in the market.
Huge.
That traditional data might have missed completely.
Totally. And data can only tell you so much.
Right.
Sometimes you need to get out there and observe.
It's amazing what you can learn by actually paying attention to people's behavior.
Absolutely. And speaking of which,
Yeah.
there was that other surprising example of Intel hiring social scientists.
Yeah. Right. Why would a chip maker do that?
You would think they wouldn't need to.
Yeah.
But they realized that understanding how people use technology is just as important as the technology itself.
That's a good point.
So observing people's tech habits help them anticipate future needs and design chips that enable those experiences.
So it's not just about making a faster processor.
Right.
It's about understanding what people will actually do with that faster processor.
Exactly.
That's a pretty big shift in thinking.
Yeah, and it highlights how design thinking bridges technology, business, and human needs.
Yeah, you're not just creating something that works.
Right.
But something that people actually want and find meaningful.
That's the sweet spot right there.
Okay, now for something that might seem unexpected.
Well, what's that?
Storytelling.
Ah, storytelling.
It doesn't sound very designy,
right?
But the source material says it's crucial.
Yeah, and it might seem surprising at first.
Yeah.
But think about it. Stories help us connect with people.
Right.
On an emotional level.
Yeah.
They're how we make sense of the world. Communicate the value of our ideas.
Okay.
They inspire action.
Like with Japan's Cool Biz campaign.
Oh, yeah. Great example.
They didn't just tell people to turn down the AC.
Right.
They made energy efficiency trendy. They used fashion media celebrities to tell this story about how being eco-conscious could also be cool and stylish.
Absolutely.
And it had a huge impact.
It did. Millions of people participated.
Wow.
And it even influenced government policy.
That's awesome. Another compelling example is Snap-on,
the
tool company.
Yeah.
They launched a new line of computerized diagnostic tools to their very hands-on customer base.
Right.
So instead of just explaining this new tech, they transformed an old garage into this immersive narrative experience with vintage cars, inspirational artifacts, even a mock movie theater.
That's going all out.
Talk about a dramatic presentation.
It is.
So they tap into the aspirations of their audience, reframing that message.
So smart.
Even in business, storytelling is incredibly powerful.
Yeah, and the source material really emphasizes this.
Right.
It's not just about entertainment.
Right.
It's about communication that resonates.
Okay.
And gets people on board.
This is making me rethink how I present ideas at work.
I love that.
It's not just about the information.
Yeah.
It's about crafting this compelling narrative that people connect with.
That's the key. And we could all be better storytellers.
Okay.
Whether it's persuading colleagues, connecting with friends, or sharing our passions.
Okay.
It's a fundamental human skill.
All right, deep divers. Before we move on, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Have you ever been totally frustrated by a system that just doesn't work?
All the time.
Like, why is this so complicated?
Right.
That's a great question.
It is.
Because it highlights a key point here.
Yeah.
If design thinking can improve products and services, can it also improve the world?
That's the question.
The answer is a resounding yes.
I agree.
Its human-centered approach is perfect for tackling these big social challenges. Okay, I need to hear about these examples.
All right, let's do it.
The TSA security line redesign was one, right?
Yeah, a great example.
Okay.
It wasn't just about making lines move faster.
Okay.
It was about shifting from focusing on objects to understanding the intent of passengers, and TSA agents.
That's interesting.
So fascinating how that psychological understanding led to a smoother, less stressful experience.
It's like instead of just treating the symptoms, they address the root cause.
Exactly. And they improved efficiency, reduced wait times, and even boosted security.
Wow.
By focusing on those subtle behavioral cues.
Interesting. Okay, now get this. Let's talk about the Aravind Eye Hospital in India.
Okay.
I read about this.
It's incredible.
It's incredible how they provide world-class eye care to everyone, no matter their income.
It's truly inspiring.
It is.
A story of innovation, compassion, and understanding human needs.
Right.
So they found creative ways to cut costs without compromising quality.
Right.
Simple, ingenious solutions made cataract surgeries possible.
Okay.
At a fraction of the usual cost.
Wow.
Dr. Venkataswamy, the founder, was even inspired by McDonald's.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
McDonald's.
I know, it's kind of a strange connection.
Fast food and eye surgery don't exactly seem like a natural pairing.
No, but he was struck by their efficiency and ability to scale up.
Interesting.
He applied those principles to healthcare.
Wow.
Streamlining processes, standardizing procedures, empowering staff.
And the result?
High-quality eye care for millions.
That's incredible. Who would have thought McDonald's could be a model for healthcare innovation?
You never know where inspiration is going to come from.
It just goes to show that inspiration can come from the most unexpected places.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the adaptability of design thinking.
Okay.
Aravind has become this global model, proving that compassionate care and financial sustainability can go hand in hand.
That's amazing. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
If design thinking can be applied to everything from airport security to global healthcare, what other challenges can we tackle with it?
That's a big question.
It is, and a perfect place to pause for now.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground in part 1.
Yeah.
From the core principles of design thinking to its diverse applications.
Absolutely.
But we're not done yet.
No.
In part 2,
we'll
explore how to apply these ideas to even bigger challenges, like redesigning entire systems.
That's exciting.
Stay tuned. Deep divers, things are about to get even more interesting.
Can't wait. Welcome back, deep divers.
All right.
So last time we were exploring how design thinking can revolutionize everything from bathroom cleaning to eye surgery. Pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, it is.
But it can go even further.
Okay.
The source material really pushes us to think about designing for a better future.
Right.
Not just better things.
And that's what I found so exciting about these sources.
Yeah.
It's not just about, like, making a cooler gadget.
Right.
It's about tackling these big systemic problems.
Absolutely.
Like, how do we design better systems for education, healthcare, even transportation?
Exactly. It's about zooming out and asking, how might we design a future we actually want to live in?
I like that.
And the book has some really mind-blowing examples to get us thinking.
Okay.
One that really stuck with me was the Peru Education System Redesign Challenge.
Oh, yeah, that one was fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, redesigning an entire country's education system. That's a massive undertaking.
It is a huge undertaking.
Wow.
And it's a perfect example of applying design thinking to these systemic issues.
Okay.
So the government, they wanted a system that was accessible, affordable, and adaptable.
Right.
So they brought in IDEO.
Oh, okay.
That design from we talked about earlier.
Makes sense. They were the ones behind the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, right?
That's right.
So did they just start designing new textbooks and classrooms?
Well, actually, they took a much broader approach.
Okay.
Remember, design thinking is all about understanding the human experience.
Right.
So they immerse themselves in the lives of students, teachers, parents, even policymakers.
Wow.
They wanted to understand everyone's needs and challenges.
That's that human-centered approach again.
It is.
It's about empathy.
Yeah.
Not just jumping in with the solution before you really understand the problem.
Exactly. And that deep dive revealed some key insights.
Okay.
They found that many students lacked access to good learning materials.
Right.
Especially in rural areas. Teachers were often overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And lacked support.
So instead of just focusing on the stuff of education, they were looking at the whole ecosystem.
The whole ecosystem.
What kind of solutions came out of that?
Well, one was creating these low-cost modular learning kits.
Okay.
That could be adapted to different environments and learning styles.
Interesting.
They also developed a system for training and supporting teachers.
Right.
Empowering them to be more effective.
So they were thinking about the whole learning experience, not just the classroom.
Exactly.
Did it work?
Well, the pilot program showed real improvement in student engagement and academic performance.
That's great.
It's still a work in progress.
Right.
But it proves that design thinking can really spark social change.
Okay, so we've gone from tiny magic erasers to revolutionizing a whole education system.
I know, right?
What else is in this treasure trove of design thinking examples?
Well, there's one that really pushes the boundaries of what we think of as design.
Okay.
It's called the Future of Automobility Project.
Interesting.
It's not about designing a better car.
Okay.
It's about imagining a world transformed by autonomous vehicles.
Oh, wow. So it's not just about the object itself, but the ripple effects of that technology.
Exactly.
On everything else.
Yeah, and get this. They framed the challenge around verbs instead of nouns.
Okay.
So not driverless car, but moving people, moving things, moving spaces, and moving together.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. I'm trying to wrap my head around moving spaces.
I know, it's a total mindset shift.
What does that even mean?
Well, imagine a vehicle that transforms into a mobile office, a pop-up shop, even a temporary shelter.
Wow.
Without a driver.
Yeah.
These vehicles become platforms for all sorts of activities.
That's wild. It changes how we think about space.
It does.
And how we interact with our environment.
Right.
So like those futuristic movies where cars fly and transform into robots?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not that extreme?
Not yet.
So
creating a more dynamic world. Not just solving problems, but opening up new possibilities.
I like that that's the power of design thinking.
It is.
But before we dive into even more of these future-focused examples, there's something crucial we haven't touched on yet.
What's that?
The future of design itself.
Oh, interesting.
What trends are shaping how we approach design?
Yeah.
In a world that's changing so rapidly.
That's a great question.
I mean, we've seen how design thinking can impact everything, from everyday products to these massive social systems.
Right.
But what about the tools and technologies of design?
Yeah.
Are they changing too?
They absolutely are, and the source material points to some really exciting trends.
Okay, let's hear it.
One is the rising importance of designing for AI.
Oh, yeah. AI is everywhere these days.
It is.
From voice assistants to those self-driving cars you were just talking about.
Right. It's like science fiction is becoming reality.
It is.
And as AI gets more sophisticated, it's raising all sorts of new questions for designers.
Like, how do we design AI systems that are ethical and trustworthy?
Right.
How do we make them user-friendly for everyone, not just tech experts?
That makes sense. It's not just about making the AI work.
Right.
It's about making it work for humans.
Yeah.
In a way that feels safe and intuitive.
Exactly. We need to design AI that benefits everyone.
Right.
Not just a select few. It's a huge responsibility for designers.
It is.
Another trend that's really fascinating is the rise of personalized design.
Oh.
Especially in healthcare.
Yeah, I've been seeing this, like those companies that use your DNA to create personalized diet plans.
Yeah, exactly.
Or recommend specific supplements.
That's right. The source material has some amazing examples.
Cool.
We're seeing treatments, learning plans, even products tailored to individual needs.
Wow.
In ways we never thought possible.
It's like having a custom designed life.
It is. But, of course, with anything this powerful, there are ethical concerns.
Yeah. Are we giving away too much information?
Yeah.
Who controls that data? You're right to raise those points.
Yeah.
As designers, we need to think carefully about the ethical implications of what we create.
Right.
Personalized design is incredible.
Yeah.
But it needs to be done responsibly and ethically.
For sure.
Protecting people's privacy and autonomy.
It's a bit like that old saying, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, it is.
We need to make sure this technology is used for good.
Absolutely. And that brings us to another trend that's really encouraging.
Okay.
The growing focus on sustainability in design.
Oh, yeah. This is huge. People are demanding products and services that are good for the planet.
Yeah.
Not just convenient or stylish.
It's a welcome shift.
Yeah.
The source material highlights some companies doing amazing things.
Okay.
There's one called Pangea
Okay.
that makes compostable soap packaging with wildflower seeds embedded in it.
Wait, you're telling me I can wash my hands and plant flowers with the same package? That's genius.
Right. It's about closing the loop, minimizing waste, and reusing resources.
That's so cool.
It's design thinking in action, but with this focus on creating a better world.
Right.
Not just a better product.
This is giving me so much to think about. So where do we go from here?
Yeah.
For those of us listening who are inspired by all of this, What can we actually DO?
That's a great question, and it's something we'll explore more in the final part of this deep dive.
Okay.
But for now, I think the key takeaway is that design thinking is more than just a set of tools or techniques.
Right.
It's a mindset.
Okay.
That we can cultivate a way of approaching the world with curiosity, empathy, and a desire to make things better.
I love that. So whether we're designing a new product, a presentation for work, or even just thinking about how to make our communities better,
right,
we can use these principles to create positive change.
Exactly. We can all be design thinkers.
Right.
It's about being adaptable, collaborative, and constantly learning. It's about embracing the unknown and using our creativity to shape a future we can all be proud of.
Okay, deep divers, that's a wrap for part 2.
All right.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
From redesigning entire education systems to the future of design itself.
Absolutely.
But the conversation isn't over yet. In part 3, we'll distill some key takeaways from all of these incredible examples and explore how you can apply these insights to your own life and work. Stay tuned.
I'm excited.
All right, deep divers, welcome back.
Back for more design thinking.
We've journeyed from like the nitty-gritty of what it is to seeing it in action, tackling these huge challenges.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you, but my mind is buzzing with possibilities.
Mine too. It's been quite a ride.
It really has, from those 350 magic erasure concepts.
I know, right?
To redesigning whole education systems.
That's amazing.
The scope is remarkable.
It is remarkable.
But now let's get practical. We've got all these inspiring examples swirling around.
Yeah.
But how can our listeners actually use this stuff in their own lives?
All right, that's the million-dollar question.
It is.
And the good news is, design thinking isn't this exclusive club.
Right.
It's a mindset, a way of approaching problems that anyone can adopt.
So if I'm sitting here thinking, okay, this is all cool.
Yeah.
But how do I actually become a design thinker?
Right.
Where do I even start?
Throughout this whole deep dive, we've highlighted some key takeaways from your source material.
Okay.
That can act as these guideposts.
I like that.
So remember that story about Jennifer Portnick?
Oh, yeah.
The fitness instructor who couldn't find workout clothes that fit?
Right.
That simple observation led to a whole new line of inclusive athletic wear.
It's like sometimes the most innovative solutions come from paying attention to the stuff we often overlook.
Totally. And that's the first big takeaway.
Okay.
The power of empathy.
Right.
Design thinking begins with understanding the people you're designing for, even if you're not designing a physical product.
So whether I'm working on a project at work, planning an event, or even just trying to be a better friend.
Absolutely.
It's about really seeing things from the other person's perspective.
It's about stepping outside of your own assumptions.
Right.
Really trying to understand the needs, desires, and challenges of others.
That makes so much sense.
It's powerful stuff.
Okay, so empathy is the foundation.
Yeah.
What's the next building block?
Prototyping.
Oh, right.
And remember, this isn't just about building physical objects.
Yeah.
It's about bringing any idea to life.
Okay.
No matter how rough around the edges.
I'm thinking back to that example of the hotel chain using foam core to prototype a new lobby.
Oh, yeah.
It was like playing house for grown-ups.
It was.
But it helped them identify potential problems before spending a ton of money on construction.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of prototyping.
Yeah.
It's about learning, not perfection.
Right.
It's about getting your ideas out of your head and into the world.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a sketch on a napkin.
This is making me realize how much I could use prototyping in my own work.
Yeah.
Like, instead of just emailing a proposal, what if I created like a mock-up website to show my idea?
Oh, I love that.
That would be so much more impactful.
Totally. You're already thinking like a design thinker.
Cool.
And don't forget the example of HBO prototyping the future of television.
Oh, yeah.
On the 15th floor of their headquarters.
Right.
So they created this whole interactive set.
It was wild.
To test out their ideas for how people might consume content in the future.
Right. It's like, why wait for the future to happen when you can prototype it now?
Exactly. And they were able to make strategic decisions.
Yeah.
About their content and partnerships.
Right.
Based on what they learned from that prototype.
That's a good point. And that brings us to another key takeaway.
Right.
The power of storytelling.
Ah, yes. Storytelling.
This one was a surprise.
Yeah.
I didn't expect storytelling to be such a crucial part of design thinking.
It's everywhere. It might seem counterintuitive.
Yeah.
But think about how we connect as humans.
Right.
We use stories to make sense of the world, to share our experiences, and to inspire action.
I like that Japan's Cool Biz campaign was a perfect example.
Oh, the great example.
They made energy efficiency trendy
Yeah.
by weaving it into this compelling narrative about fashion and style.
So smart.
It became a story people wanted to be a part of, not just a set of rules to follow.
Exactly. And remember, that elaborate garage presentation Snap-on created to launch their new line of computerized diagnostic tools.
You like a theatrical performance.
He was.
They transformed this mundane product launch into this emotional experience that connected with their audience on a deeper level.
So powerful.
It was so whether you're trying to get buy-in for a project at work, give a killer presentation, or even just connect with friends on a more meaningful level.
Absolutely.
Think about the story you're telling.
It makes all the difference. And don't be afraid to get creative with it.
Right.
Think about visuals, metaphors, analogies, anything that helps bring your story to life.
Okay, so you've got empathy.
Yeah.
Prototyping and storytelling.
Those are big ones.
As our core tools.
Yeah.
But there's one more big idea that keeps coming up in the source material.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Thinking big.
Ah, yes. Thinking big.
Design thinking isn't just about solving small problems. It can be applied to these massive systemic challenges.
Absolutely. Remember those examples.
Oh, yeah. The Peru education system redesign.
Yeah.
And that mind-blowing future of automobility project.
Those were big.
Those were about imagining completely different futures, not just tweaking what already exists.
Right. It's about zooming out and asking, how can we design for a better world?
Right.
What systems need to change?
Yeah.
What possibilities haven't we even considered yet?
I love that challenge.
It's exciting.
It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day.
Yeah.
But design thinking reminds us to dream bigger, to imagine what could be, and then to start taking steps to make those dreams a reality.
And that's really what design thinking is all about. It's this ongoing journey of exploration, experimentation, and iteration.
I like that.
It's a way of approaching the world with a sense of curiosity and a desire to make things better.
So deep divers, as we wrap up our exploration of design thinking, I want to leave you with this.
Okay.
What are you passionate about?
Yeah.
What problem are you itching to solve?
Good question.
What change do you want to see in the world?
Design thinking gives you the tools and the mindset to tackle those challenges.
Absolutely.
It's about being human-centered, collaborative, and constantly iterating. It's about embracing failure as a learning opportunity.
Right.
And never giving up on your vision for a better future.
So we hope this deep dive has sparked your imagination and empowered you to start thinking like a design thinker.
Go out there and make something amazing.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey.
It's been a pleasure.